Welcome back to another exciting episode of Galea Kills Everything, your #1 rated daily weather program out of Metropolis, where Galea kills everything. Today we're checking in at Atlantis with our on-scene reporter Galea Kimone, and she is out there in the weather today, folks. It is wet, it is cold, thousands of pounds of pressure per square inch, and no oxygen. Make sure you bring a submarine. Now it does look like we have a little bit of a traffic situation going on because of the trench creatures that live down here inside the trench at Atlantis. They are little guys who have that brawling fighting style and acid-based DOT attack. You want to take them out quickly so that acid-based DOT attack does not stack up, and then we will be moving on to the next part of this particular situation. There is the Trench Mother. That is the mom of these horrifying humanoid abomination nightmares that have existed beyond the scope of human reckoning. Now, this also is a great opportunity to remind you that she is angry, folks. She does have that brawling fighting style. She uses the same acid-based DOT that our children do, but she does a tremendous amount of damage compared to them, so be careful. Normally in a situation like this where we have a brawling fighting style, I recommend that counter game can be used, but I also generally recommend caution with it. I'm going to exercise the same caution inside of this situation because, as you can see, one misplaced lunge, you will end up on your butt, but I'm actually going to recommend that if you know how the counter game works, it's a good idea this one simply from the standpoint that it's going to take a little bit of wind out of her sails if you can make that counter work in your favor as opposed to against it. Now, one other thing worthy of mention here is, even though this is early endgame content now, and it's not quite as difficult as it used to be, she still packs quite a wallop from the CR range that you're at, so you are going to work on a little bit of that good old mitigation. Mitigation is probably going to be more important than your damage output inside of this situation because you don't have a timer in this bounty, as is popular with some of the tier 6 stuff, but you do have to live long enough to get the bounty completed in order for you to receive credit for it. And that's an important thing. Now, mitigation in this situation, since we're dealing with a battle troll here, we're looking at a combination of a couple of different popular items today. First off, we've got that Clarion, which you saw the shield for there a moment ago. Clarion is a wonderful artifact, especially having it leveled up past the 200 mark. You kind of want that one to be at max for it to demonstrate its full range of potential there, but even at lower levels, it still does have a wonderful side effect. It will provide you with healing, and if you have your weapons buff active, that healing increases, and if you have the weapons buff active, and your health is already at 95%, strikes will provide you with that shield. That is a very strong shield, just for awareness. And it also provides you with a consistent health return. Now, the other mitigation item that we have equipped on Galea here is more focused towards the DPS side of output. That is the Lernia's Amulet. Lernia's Amulet does have one mild drawback. Every time you use any ability whatsoever, it does do a little bit of damage to you, and that damage builds up over time with however many stacks you have. However, when you use that finisher, two things happen. First off, all those might stacks go away, so you're not taking damage whenever you use your finisher, but you are getting health back as a result of it. And since your finisher tends to output rather high damage, especially if you have a good credible build built up, like Transformation Card or Candle Neuron, for example, it can almost fill up your entire health in one use as long as you apply it at the right time. And the other side of that coin is you don't have to have stacks built up on it beforehand to get that healing back. So it's not a situation where you have to pay out before you can cash in on the beneficial effects of this particular artifact. It's an excellent add for any controller build, since controllers don't tend to have the same level of shield mitigation or durability mitigation tanks do, and they also don't have quite the same amount of health return mitigation that you can get out of a healer build. Now, bear in mind the other advantage that controllers have, especially this one, is the fact that she does have an aggro drop equipped inside her situation. That will make the Trench Mother there forget what she's doing for a second and start beating the holy crap out of your pets instead. This gives you a moment to recover, get some of your power back, apply a little bit more mitigation, and even resummon one of those pets while she's killing the other one. And spoiler alert, she will kill them if she starts attacking them. She does way too much damage for them to survive. As we get down to the end of the bounty here, we would like to remind you, as always, there is an equipped prize for this bounty. Once a week, you can collect 8 beautiful source marks and a souvenir box. It'll have all sorts of fun stuff. Sometimes it's got equipment in it. Sometimes you can get furniture too. If you're into those base items, folks, Atlantis has a lot of really nice looking stuff. Wowee! Now, this is not the only bounty in Atlantis, and if it is too difficult for you to beat on your own, I would remind you, if you go over to the LFG channel, it is possible to book a tour with one of the many bounty train groups that do generally come through this area, due simply to the proximity of the 2 main bounties to the entrance and the relative ease in beating them with a group. As we draw our exhibit to a close here, folks, I would like to remind you, like and subscribe if you enjoy this content, and once again, thank you from Galea Kills. You have a lovely evening, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.